been hearing a lot about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein these last few weeks, but as we say in Texas, the chickens have come home to roost. MAGA has spent years peddling conspiracy theories about Epstein and Hunter Biden and the cover-ups. We've heard so many different things. He promised to release the files, and now he's not releasing them. He was drawing pictures and writing love letters to Jeffrey Epstein. The latest today is that Trump is actually in the Epstein files. It's shocking, I know. The real issue here is about trust and integrity. And of all the bad things that have come out of this administration, the destruction of trust in our most important institutions, I think, is the worst. It all started a decade ago with fake news and alternative facts. The Trump worldview about these things is pretty simple. Everything he does is perfect and good, and if something goes wrong, either someone else did it or it's fake news. It's an entire philosophy and an internally consistent worldview. In order for that to work, we have to give up our trust in important institutions. Well, Trump has been telling us that we can't trust journalism. That is a profound crack in our foundation of our nation. That's exactly how propaganda in Russia works. I know. I lived there while training as an astronaut for years. I watched Russian state TV and I read their newspapers. They say so many different conflicting things that people don't know what to trust. Steve Bannon uses the Russian strategy. He calls it flood the zone.
I strongly believe in the flood the zone theory, which is just overwhelm the opposition.
For the last decade, Trump has told us that we shouldn't believe our own CIA. We should trust Vladimir Putin instead. He's told us we can't trust agencies like law enforcement and science institutions. He blamed Ukraine for starting the war when, of course, it was Russia.
I think I have the power to end this war, and I think it's going very well. But today I heard, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
He told us that President Obama wasn't even born in the U.S. They told us you can't trust health professionals. And then, when COVID happened, we had at least 232,000 unnecessary COVID deaths. Deaths that were preventable had people taken the vaccine. That's more than our combined combat deaths in World War I, plus Korea, plus Vietnam. The worst of all was the big lie. He told us that he won an election that he lost, and millions of Americans believe that lie. In fact, every senior government official today got their job because they sat down at a loyalty test interview and they lied. They said Trump won in 2020. And at the end of the day, trust is exactly what this Epstein story is about. If we're going to make a better future for our country, it needs to begin with restoring trust. And that is something I promise I will work hard to do. I will talk straight and I will tell the truth about all of these issues. And it all begins with a foundation of trust.